Howdy folks, Jambareeqi here. What is Aardman?
Aardman is a British animation studio, best known for producing Wallace and Gromit cartoons, music videos, feature-length movies, TV shows, commercials, and short films like Ident, War Story, Creature Comforts, and Next.
Aardman holds a special place in my life. When I was a kid, my nana had a VHS tape containing a bunch of Aardman shorts. Every time I went to visit her, I wanted to watch the video because it was so cool. In addition, the head of the animation department at my university actually used to work at Aardman. How awesome is that? In this episode, I'm going to review one of Aardman's movies, The Pirates in an Adventure with Scientists, based on the Gideon Defoe book.
The Pirates in an Adventure with Scientists is a stop-motion comedy adventure about a band of misfit pirates who aim to make their captain become the winner of the Pirate of the Year award. The only problem is that their captain isn't a very good pirate, and hasn't much to his name. To make things worse, his competition is made up of some very successful sea bandits. So, how will this underachieving pirate captain get his hands on the ultimate marauder's prize? This is a very funny and charming movie with plenty of qualities to offer. It's a distinctly British film, with a cast of notable English actors, plus references to Jane Austen, Joseph Merrick, the monarchy, and custard creams. The film's sense of humour is incredibly British. It's dry and witty, but also silly and goofy, almost reminiscent of Blackadder, Fawlty Towers, or Monty Python. Not to mention, the song Rule Britannia is played a few times too. Man, is this a British movie or what? Which is a great thing, don't get me wrong. Aardman's charm lies in its embracement of British culture, proudly reflecting their studio's origin and giving their work a cultural identity. The comedy in this movie is great. I laughed many times at this film. There's loads of inventive visual gags, witty lines, and campy farce. If you have a dry sense of humour and a taste for British comedy, then this movie's jokes and gags will have your sides splitting. However, if English comedy goes straight over your head or annoys you too much, then I can't promise that this film will give you a laugh. Like I said, it's incredibly British. Now, I don't want to give too much of the film away. You see, one of the best things about this feature is how one thing leads to the other, and everything builds up to these wild twists and turns, which is a fantastic quality. The whole movie feels almost unpredictable. I never knew where things were heading. The film goes in a very ridiculous direction, which is what makes it so funny, exciting, and thrilling. Moving on, this film actually offended the leprosy community, and...
Stop! Hang on! Wait! Jambareeqi, there's something you need to tell the audience.
Who on earth are you?
Me? I am Professor History, and the audience needs to know about this film's wild inaccuracies about history.
Indeed, you are right, Professor. This is something I need to address.
Yes, now, if you don't mind me, I'm going to take care of Tarantino for being an inglorious bastard to World War II history. Yeah?
Well, that was weird, but the Professor is correct. This film isn't exactly faithful to historical fact. At the end of the day, though, this is a comedy movie, and exaggeration of historical fact is inevitable for the sake of laughs. However, if you're a parent and feel concerned about this movie's educational value, then be warned. Your child won't be getting the truth for the most part. The pirate captain is a fantastic lead. He's adorably naive and charismatically confident. He's so optimistic and brave that he believes that he can conquer anything. He's courageous and bold without being too obnoxious. I actually felt myself being convinced and charmed by his high-spirited self-assurance. It's very inspiring. However, there's also a side of him I sympathise with. Despite this confidence and determination, fate hasn't been too kind to our dear captain, and he's not made many achievements. It's kind of sad. I really liked him, grew fond of him, and felt charmed by his boundless energy. The pirate captain's crew are wonderful. They're quirky, jolly, silly, and funny. They all dearly love their captain, despite his downfalls and lack of success. They support him no matter what and often help the captain look on the bright side. I adored these guys. They're a lovely bunch and provide lots of humorous moments. Charles Darwin is a scientist that the crew meet at sea. He does some questionable actions, but we can understand his motives. He's lonely as hell and will do anything for love. At the same time, he does have a moral compass, so he's not a completely awful person. There's something cute about his lovesickness, and it's actually pretty funny watching him getting aggravated by the captain's optimistic determination. Queen Victoria has to be one of my favourite animated villainesses ever. She is a spoilt and angry woman who will do anything to get what she wants. She is batshit insane. It's hilarious but also quite intimidating. Her relentless nature and mardy tantrums drive her to deranged and irrational levels of dedication. She is so much fun because of her crazy tenacity. At the same time, she is a legitimate threat because of her royal power and open hatred towards pirates. When the crew enter London, you feel an unnerving sense of danger because of Victoria's presence. That's how scary she is. Mr. Bobo is Charles Darwin's cute and loyal chimpanzee. The main joke of his character is the fact that he uses flashcards to communicate. To be honest, I thought this was the weakest running gag in the film. I think I only laughed at one flashcard joke. I'm sure many other people will find these flashcards to be funny, because, well, humour is subjective. However, personally, I feel as if the flashcards draw attention away from Mr. Bobo's character acting, something you don't want to ruin for an animated film. Yes, there are moments where Mr. Bobo acts with facial expressions or gestures, but it's clear that the makers were more interested in using the flashcards, almost as if they were dependent on them. This takes away personality and comedic potential from Mr. Bobo because the main focus is on the printed text he holds up. Do I really need to say who produced the animation for this movie? Aardman's distinct look is stamped all over this film, from the cheeky faces to the attention to detail. While the landscapes and ocean were created with CGI visual effects, everything else is handcrafted from materials. There's so much personality to the whole thing, including identifiable handmade puppets and lavish, superbly designed sets. Everything has been built and constructed with so much care, passion, and perfection. Every set, prop, and puppet has been created with their purpose in mind. The pirate captain's cabin is decorated with personal items and treasures, each crew member has a recognizable visual appearance, and the on-screen food looks good enough to eat. The character animation is energetic, expressive, and smooth. It supports the comedic dialogue and physical humor through subtle pacing and clever timing. The jokes in this film succeed so much because the characters' reactions, expressions, and movements bolster the gag that's being called for. At the same time, each character is animated in their own unique way. The pirate captain moves with a jolly and playful rhythm to match his upbeat energy. The Queen walks and gestures with a high level of grace to reflect her regal stature, while Charles Darwin is jittery and jumpy, which captures his apprehensive nature and awkward nerves. It's fantastic character animation, neatly composited against gorgeous sets and well-crafted props. Hugh Grant voices the pirate captain. Yep, you heard me. That guy who has spent most of his career playing stuttering, well-mannered Englishmen in rom-coms voices a bushy-bearded rapscallion of the sea. You may be skeptic about this casting decision, but I can assure you that he does an amazing job. He drops his trademark persona in favour of embracing the role all the way, managing to fluently perform every line with believable confidence. He sounds quirky, eccentric, and energetic. I forgot that he was Hugh Grant and became convinced that he was a wild pirate. At the same time, he retains his British wit and charm that he's renowned for in his romantic comedies.
This is the one, lads! 9th time lucky! I can feel it in my beard! Well, don't just sit there like lemons! Hoist the flag! Standard, sir?
Or extra gruesome!
Extra gruesome! Let's make their gizzards shake!
Martin Freeman voices the pirate captain's right-hand man, number 2. Freeman's nice guy appeal really shines through his voiceover. You see, number 2 is a very loyal, dependable, and sensible gentleman. so Freeman's sweet-natured voice really suits the character. It's a very sincere and heartfelt delivery.
Pirate of the Year? It's just commercialised nonsense. Real piracy isn't about trophies. It's about fighting up staircases backwards. It's about sliding down sails with a knife in your teeth. Beard glossiness. And think about all the adventures we've had.
The 10th Doctor himself, David Tennant, plays the voice of Charles Darwin. Tennant's lively energy and springy intensity is perfect for the volatile and highly anxious Darwin. Tennant's bouncy and vigorous voiceover really reflects Darwin's nervousness. In addition, he also manages to give Darwin an essence of articulation, to help us believe that he's an educated fellow.
Avast! I'm the pirate captain, and I'm here for your gold.
I haven't got any gold.
No gold, eh? Then what, might I ask, is this?
It's a baboon's kidney.
Is? Oh. And what about this?
It's another baboon's kidney.
Nah.
Imelda Staunton voices Queen Victoria, and she is fantastic. She gives the Queen this unhinged and intense voiceover, but also manages to pull off her calmer moments. She captures the dignified regality of her character, while also throwing in a steep level of insanity into the role too.
What does it say on my royal crest, Admiral?
I hate pirates, Mum.
Exactly. Hate them. With their idiotic shanties, and their ridiculous hats, and their endless blasted roaring. I want them sunk, Admiral. Scuppered, smashed, fed to the sharks. Do you hear me? I hate pirates!
Brian Blessed makes a voiceover cameo as the Pirate King.
Now, just let that sink in for a moment. Brian Blessed is the voice of the Pirate King. Brian Blessed is the king of the pirates. How amazing is that? It's so cool! It's genius casting, it's perfect! Blessed is a legend. He's got comedic talent, an enormous personality, and a background in Shakespearean acting. Look at the awesome meter! It's going crazy from the awesomeness! We have to drink this, we really do. I'm so happy.
Blessed's distinct, booming voice is more than suitable for the larger-than-life Pirate King. He puts a lot of heart and soul into his fun cameo.
Hello, Pirate! Hello, Pirate King! Any lovers in tonight?
Theodore Shapiro's music score for this film is great. It captures the headstrong determination of the pirates by being adventurous, thrilling, and exciting, with upbeat and optimistic orchestral pieces that sound like the beating rhythm of courage. At the same time, Shapiro knows when to reflect the film's sense of humour by sounding playful and wacky during comedic moments. However, his score isn't all fun and games. It can also settle down to perform sorrowful tracks for sad moments. It's a great effort that intensifies the thrills or tension, matches the comedic pacing, and heightens the emotions. The soundtrack also features lots of popular songs. These songs are neatly placed in suitable scenes, depending on the mood. I love how there's punk songs by bands like Temple Tudor and The Clash, because their rebellious tracks really reflect the anarchy of a pirate's life. Plus, the use of Fiesta by the Pogues is great because it sort of sounds like a sea shanty, in a way.
To conclude, The Pirates in an Adventure with Scientists is a charming, enjoyable, and hilarious movie. It has great voice acting, likeable characters, and high production values. If you're expecting lots of swashbuckling action, then don't get your hopes up. This is mainly a comedy.
I'm going to give this film 4 strawberries out of 5. And if you enjoyed other Aardman films like Chicken Run or Arthur Christmas, then you're going to love this movie.
I've been Jambareeqi and I hope you enjoyed my review. Click the like button below if you did. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and I encourage you to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. In the next episode, we're going to get very nostalgic with An American Tale, Fievel Goes West. Cheerio, folks.